Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you're all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So recently we saw a huge update regarding SAB 121, which is the SEC Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. Now this is definitely a huge blow to crypto. We're going to talk about it, but we have Justin, U.S. President Joe Biden administration says Biden would veto legislation that would allow highly regulated financial firms to custody Bitcoin and crypto. And we have this announcement comes amidst debates and discussions in Congress today regarding the regulation and oversight of Bitcoin and digital assets. Now, there was recently a big update regarding this actually on May 8th. And this is Justin, U.S. Congressman French Hill gives speech supporting overturning the SEC rule that prevents regulated financial firms from custodying Bitcoin and crypto. The Biden admin SAB 121 is misguided and should be nullified. Check this out.
I was recognized for 3 minutes.
Well, thank Chairman McHenry and thank Congressman Flood of Nebraska for this excellent work in this Congressional Review Act resolution to roll back the SEC's failure in their staff accounting bulletin 121. It would reshape the business of custody in this country. This is not just about crypto. This is a sweeping rule that the SEC has implemented without following the Administrative Procedures Act. The GO says it's a rule. Well, if it's a rule, it needs to go through the Administrative Procedures Act and have a comment period and get people involved, because as Ranking Member Waters noted, they did not consult with the banking regulators who have the primary role of supervising custody in this country. A custodian is someone who holds your assets for you, whether it's shares of stock or acres of forest land, a rental house, or 10 Bitcoin. Holding reserves against the assets in custody is not standard financial services practice. This staff accounting bulletin is misguided. It requires that money be set aside for that category of assets, of digital assets in custody. It's part of a broader attack by the Biden administration to treat digital assets differently from all other assets. And that doesn't make any sense to House Republicans. Under Mr. McHenry's leadership and Mr. Thompson's leadership of the Ag Committee, we have a fit-for-purpose approach that, in fact, directs the SEC and the CFTC how to handle digital assets. Unfortunately, this accounting bulletin is in the wrong direction. That's why we have the Congressional Review Act. That's why we're using Article 1 authority under the Constitution to say this is the wrong direction and that we will all come to this House floor and say it should be repealed and sent back. And I would remind my friends on the other side of the aisle, senior Biden official, Vice Chairman Barr of the Fed, Acting Comptroller Sue, all testified before our committee. They were not consulted by the SEC about this staff accounting bulletin. It is a significant change. It is a rule. It should have gone to the Administrative Procedures Act to be out for public comment. That's why I thank the gentleman from Nebraska for leading the charge on this important resolution. I urge adoption, and I yield back the balance of my time.
Gentleman yields back.
And, you know, as we really look at this, it's a major problem. Like, as we really look at what's going on from the SEC and even from this administration, there's a clear attack on crypto happening. They are continuing to attack this market from all fronts. We've talked about it in the past, right? I mean, as you really look at Operation Choke Point 2.0, and then from Operation Choke Point 2.0, you have a lot of these major problems arising that lead right back to Operation Choke Point 2.0. Custodia Bank being completely blocked by the Fed was also a big blow to the industry. Like, we continue to see attacks that are just adding more and more fuel to the fire. Like, as we really address crypto in the US and you look at crypto outside of the US, you clearly see a problem internally. This is not a crypto problem. This is not a Bitcoin problem. This is a US problem. And it all stems from the SEC and from this admin. Now, I don't care about blue or red. I don't care about Democratic or Republican, parties. I care about innovation. And if that means that I have to vote blue or red to make those innovations thrive in the US and allow for innovation to thrive in the US, I will do so. And I think everyone should do this. We have a voice when it comes to voting these people out, voting these individuals out that are trying to attack crypto and trying to attack innovation and halt it just so that it benefits the old monopoly traditional system. Now, beyond this, right, there was a great post made by Steven Narioff where he was actually quoting this, and we have Biden vows veto against U.S. House vote to erase SEC crypto policy. And we have Biden's veto threat showcases the administration's appetite for control. Despite abundant opportunities, mainstream adoption of our industry languishes due to murky policies and suppression from figures like Gary Gensler. And I could not agree more. With blockchain, we can verify voting, control finances, and safeguard information from manipulation. Let's harness this technology to share truth and protect it, no matter the repercussions. And I completely agree with this. Listen, when we look at blockchain-based technology and DLT, a lot of people are fearful of what a CBDC could do, right? They're like, oh, well, they're going to control our finances. They're going to control what we can spend it on. I don't think people realize how advanced banking technology is today. They could do the same exact thing. Does the CBDC give them more control? Technically, yes, it does. We will both have stablecoins and CBDCs as well. And yes, stablecoins could be programmed as well. They could change things, but outside of that, think about the other benefits to it though, outside of just the cons, right? With a blockchain-based system or a DLT-based system, you can verify voting. You can look at where your taxpayer money is going. You can look at a lot of the information because it's all fully transparent. This is a game changer technically. Now, am I going to bat for CBDCs and say, hey, I love CBDCs? No. But why are we seeing such a major pushback against this system? Why are we seeing such a massive fight happening around a asset class that had once a $3 trillion valuation on it? It's $3 trillion. We're not talking about, a massive valuation. We're not talking about this massive industry. No, it's still a very early on nascent industry that's being fully adopted, and innovation is thriving outside of the US. Why is there a problem in the US? What is going on? We need to ask ourselves this. Now, outside of this, we recently saw a great post made by Wayne Vaughn. This is the CEO of Tyrion, and he actually had a former SEC enforcement official, John Reed Stark, in a Spaces on X, where he said, so long as the Democrats are in charge of the SEC, because this becomes such a partisan issue, the SEC's crypto onslaught will continue. There will be no regulatory relief. There will be no slowing down of enforcement actions. There will be appeals. There will be an aggressive cases. There will be all sorts of joint work with the FBI, who have their own crypto unit. The good news for the crypto enthusiasts is that because the issue has become so partisan, what's going to happen is that if a Republican gets elected, there will be a complete reversal. I think of just about all that except for the more egregious cases of fraud. But as far as regulatory pronouncements, when it comes to whether Coinbase, Binance, BXC, and Bittrex and all these crypto intermediaries are acting as broker-dealers or exchanges or clearing firms, those sort of cases are going to stop if a Republican gets elected. Now, this was back in August, so almost a year ago, but regardless, this is still 100% true today. Now, listen closely to this video.
There's a lot of talk about whether the SEC is going to approve a Bitcoin spot ETF, or whether the SEC is going to appeal the Ripple decision, which they've just said they're going to do, whether the SEC is going to keep on bringing these cases. And the answer is, so long as the Democrats are in charge of the SEC, because it's become kind of a partisan issue, the SEC's crypto onslaught will continue on every front. There'll be no regulatory relief. There'll be no slowing down of enforcement actions. There'll be appeals. There'll be aggressive cases. There'll be all sorts of joint work with the FBI, who have their own crypto unit. The good news for the crypto enthusiasts is that because the issues become so partisan, what's going to happen is that if a Republican gets elected, there'll be a complete reversal, I think, of just about all that, except for the more egregious cases of fraud. But as far as regulatory pronouncements, when it comes to whether Coinbase, Binance, and Beaxy, and Bittrex, and all these crypto intermediaries are acting as broker-dealers or exchanges or clearing firms, those sort of cases are going to stop if a Republican gets elected. What's so funny is that this wasn't really always a partisan issue. In fact, it was one of the few issues when I first started writing about it in 2017. It was one of the few issues that was completely nonpartisan. You had Maxine Waters, Donald Trump, and Hillary Clinton all saying the exact same thing about cryptocurrency. But somewhere along the line, it became a partisan issue. And you have Democratic leaders saying that it's filled with grift and chicanery. And you have Republican leaders, especially Senator Loomis, who's even siding with a party in litigation, saying as far as the motion to dismiss from Coinbase, that the Coinbase action should be the Coinbase motion to dismiss should be granted. So it's become this incredibly partisan issue.
Now, going off of this, right, like everyone is looking at Trump. They're like, oh, well, Donald Trump is going to fix all of this, right? I don't necessarily believe that even Trump really understands this technology. One of the individuals that I foresee being very pro crypto, very pro Bitcoin crypto itself, right, is Robert.
There's a lot of talk about
is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. actually, and again, are a lot of these politicians pushing this idea just to kind of get votes? 100%. They're definitely using it to get votes as well, because they see that there's a significant percentage of the U.S. population in crypto. But, beyond that, I'm still looking at individuals outside of just Trump and Biden that are pro-crypto, pro-innovation. And the only other individual that I know of at this time is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and he's one that I foresee being a very positive individual around crypto and blockchain, and could very well make a big change. But everyone has been looking at Trump because they think that Trump is going to be the one that gets elected, and he's going to be very good for crypto. Just recently, I know that we had Donald Trump saying that he'll stop the hostility towards crypto in the US and embrace it. This was the video about that. I'll play it real quick. It's about 30 seconds long.
Thank you for the statement. Yeah, with the goggles on.
A lot of the smartest people in crypto are moving their businesses out of the U.S. because they're scared of the U.S.'s regulations.
Because of the hostility.
Correct.
Yeah, crypto is moving out of the U.S. because of hostility toward crypto.
Correct. So what are you going to do to stop it?
Well, we'll stop it, because I don't want that. I don't want that. I want that. If we're going to embrace it, we have to let them be here.
Yes, sir.
So there you guys have it. Now, again, these politicians, you can't for 100% trust any of them. You can't. A lot of these politicians don't know the technology. They don't understand the technology. I've said this time and time again. A lot of them just sell you on a vote. Now, do I think that Trump would be good for crypto? It's questionable, right? In the past, there's always been like this 50-50. At one point, he didn't like crypto. He was hostile towards crypto. And then on the other side, yeah, there was a lot of pro-crypto, stance that he had. For an example, he did launch an NFT project back in 2022. So, think about it, right? Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, you guys have to vote for Donald Trump. No, everyone has their own idea when it comes to politics and politicians. Me personally, I just don't care about it all that much. An individual that does come to mind that I personally like is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. But beyond this, right, we still look at the past. And we do know back in 2018, Trump did hold meetings with Ripple. And this is Welcome to the Final Act, XRP. This is from Chad Steingraber. And we also have XRP Shillionaire. They waited until the last day and Trump was out of office to sue Ripple. And here you guys have Ripple number 3 on this list. This is a financial system that creates economic opportunities. And then also over here, we have a financial system that creates economic opportunities, non-bank financials, fintech, and innovation, report to President Donald J. Trump. This is back in July of 2018. And they did wait until the last day to essentially sue Ripple as well. And once Biden came in, that's when the SEC really ramped up their attack on crypto. And it's because they got the green light. They were able to do so. Now, outside of this, we also have over here from Megan, interesting, Ripple close to Trump. Ripple spends $170K on Trump's staff to shape crypto regulation in the US in 2019. So again, there's a lot of information revolving around Ripple and even Trump that could very well benefit Ripple technically, but we don't know, right? We could speculate all day long on what's going to happen. At the end of the day, the big thing to focus on is the fact that, yes, this admin, the US government is still fully attacking crypto. They're not embracing it. They're pushing it outside of the US, and it's becoming a big problem. And it's something that everyone should utilize their power to vote against these individuals that are very negative towards crypto, especially if you believe in this industry and you want innovation to thrive in the US. It's not so much about, oh, I like this guy, I hate that guy. It's more so about which one of these individuals are going to push innovation forward? Which one of these individuals are going to allow for crypto to thrive within the US? Because that's what we really need. We need to be in front of this. We need to be in this race because outside of the US, things are moving heavy and they are moving fast. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.